Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about standard SS8H1b. And if you'll remember from the previous video, H1A talked about the Mississippian Indians and their culture prior to European exploration. So now we're going to dive into the reasons for European exploration, and we're really going to put an emphasis on the interests of the Spanish and the British in this area. Economic competition was the primary cause for exploration in North America. So they all wanted to just establish some economic safety and security. The competitors in this competition were the Dutch, the French, the Spanish, and the English. Now we're going to focus in on the English and the Spanish because they specifically explored the southeastern area. What you have to remember about these two countries is that they fought each other. They fought the Native Americans, and they did these fights because they really just wanted to lay claim to the New World. In the 1500s, Spain is a world leader at this point. They had found lots of gold, they had become rich and powerful, and they were looking for the 3 Gs, which we will talk about in just a moment. Unfortunately, because of their pursuit of the 3 Gs, and particularly gold, they did not realize the need for self-sustaining colonies. The 3 Gs were God, glory, and gold. Now, we've talked about that they wanted money, but they also wanted some personal freedom and fame for being famous conquistadors. In addition to these two, they wanted to convert American Indians to Christianity. In an effort to do so, they built these churches that's primary goal was to convert Native Americans to Christianity. These churches were called missions, and they were located all throughout North America. Now, the British exploration, while they also wanted gold, they really wanted to create this economic policy called mercantilism. And mercantilism focused on exporting more than it focused on importing. So they wanted to export more than they would import. In this system, colonies produced raw materials, and those raw materials were shipped home, in this case Europe, to produce into final products. They also wanted religious freedom from the king in England, and they wanted to begin a new life. Now, mercantilism, like I said, it focuses on shipping between the colonies and the mother country, but it did not focus on the colonies trading between one another. Here is a video linked at the bottom of this slide that focuses a little more on mercantilism and kind of goes a little more into detail about that. The British established their first permanent colony called Jamestown, Virginia, and they established this in 1607. And this was in contrast to the Spanish not realizing the importance of establishing permanent colonies. In this colony, a guy named John Rolfe settled here, and he is important because he really perfected tobacco growing for profit. So he grew tobacco in order to make money off of it. Rice and indigo were also very important crops that were grown in this area. Now, throughout this time, the French and the Spanish continue to be a constant threat to England. And as a response to this threat, the British built Fort King George in 1721. And this really showed that the British were not to be trifled with and that they were in charge of this situation.